Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome. Please feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell button below so you can get notified of whenever I post any videos. If you're not new to my channel, then welcome back. If you would like a private reading from me, there is a link in the description of this video to my Etsy shop of where you can purchase a reading with me. And if you would like to follow me on other social media, there is links to all my social media as well, the different platforms I am on in the description of this video as well. So today we are here to do new moon readings. So today is the new moon, and I'm just going to pull some cards of what energies this new moon is going to bring in for you guys, what you kind of need to be focusing on, working towards, and just kind of see what messages come through for you all. So we're going to do 3 different readings. So I'm going to hold up 3 different crystals, and I want you guys to pick the one that you feel most drawn to. And that will tell you what pile you want to be paying attention to for these readings. So the first crystal is this lovely tiger's eye crystal. And this is going to represent pile number 1. So if you are drawn to this crystal, you want to pay attention to pile number 1. The next crystal that we have is this gorgeous labradorite. And if you are drawn to this crystal, you want to pay attention to pile number 2. And then lastly, we have this gorgeous clear quartz, crystal quartz, whatever you want to call it. And if you're drawn to this crystal, you want to pay attention to pile number 3. And the deck that I'm going to be using today is called the Mystic Dreamers Tarot deck. So let's begin and see what comes up. What do we need to know about the moon? Pile number 1, what do we need to know? What do I need to know about this new moon? Pile number 1, what does pile number 1 need to know? This new moon messages. Pile number 1. Okay. So for pile number 1, the cards that came up, we had the 7 of Cups. We had the Strength card. And then we had the Tower and the Magician cards together. So what I'm saying for you, if you chose pile number 1, this new moon is bringing a lot of opportunities in for you. I see the Strength card is coming up reversed and the Tower card is coming up upright. These are major arcana cards. So I feel like for a lot of you, one thing that is coming through is a lot of you may be feeling tired of fighting, tired of digging into your strength reserve, tired of you're just tired. Like I do feel this sense of, I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to have to be strong anymore. I don't want to do a lot of this, but I feel like this is a good new moon to kind of pull in that energy for you. I feel like a lot of that energy is coming towards you this new moon. And this new moon's bringing in a lot of opportunities for you. So we have the Tower card reverse, or the Tower card coming up with the Magician reversed. So this is giving you, this new moon is bringing in the opportunity to break through some barriers, some big, big barriers that you have been having, things that have been preventing you from being able to manifest what it is you want. It's been keeping you stuck, um, very, very stuck. So the thing with the Magician card is this is like a power, right? This is our own inner power to create, our own inner power to make our reality. And with the Tower card on top of that, they're saying that there's things coming that are going to change this, that are going to flip this, because right now you guys may be feeling very powerless, very tired, very not wanting to, helpless in a lot of ways. Like you don't want to fight anymore. You're having problems manifesting things that you want. You're feeling very, very kind of stuck and unable to, I feel like, move forward with things. But that is coming to an end with this new moon. New moon is bringing in some major energies of shift and change for you in regards to that. It is also bringing in the Seven of Cups energy, which is talking about opportunities. I feel like this new moon is for you guys, is going to have a lot of opening to different possibilities in different opportunities. I feel like if you chose number one, a good thing to do this new moon is to focus on what it is you want to manifest, because really you have the option to manifest anything you want with this new moon. All these different possibilities are there, but what is it that you want to manifest, right? I feel like a lot of you need to not only focus on this on a personal level, but also focus on this on a collective level, right? What do we as a collective want to manifest? What is the world, the reality, sort of not the world, the reality that we want to manifest, right? Because everybody's energy comes together to manifest something on a bigger scale. And I feel they want me to emphasize, my guides are like, emphasize that it's not just a personal thing. This is also a collective thing. So for those of you that chose pile one, you guys have a lot of manifestation ability with this new moon. You guys can see these different possibilities. It's a good moon for daydreaming, for using your imagination, for getting out of the everyday daily grind and seeing the bigger picture, the bigger possibilities of things, okay? You guys are not helpless. You definitely need to get out of this energy. Sometimes when cards are reversed, I get to this energy of, well, you can pull this energy in with the new moon. This is definitely a good card to be, because this is energy you're lacking right now. It's a good time to pull in this strength energy, right? So if you have been feeling very worn down and weakened or disheartened by things and just not strong in general, now is a good time to maybe pull out a red candle and write strength on it, burn it, pull in some energy that is strength. Make sure you're drawing that energy to you and you're using that energy to create, because this new moon has some powerful, powerful, powerful energies to break the roof off of things. Okay, you can see this Tower card. That glass roof to me represents oppression, things that have been keeping us confined, right? So I feel like for you guys, if you have chose pile one, this new moon is bringing in some big, big, big energies of breaking out of confinement, breaking out of limitations, and being able to create anything and seeing the different possibilities. So a lot of you may have been feeling stuck and really confined and really kind of contained in. With this new moon coming in, you're breaking out of that energy and you're being able to see different possibilities now. And this is a great time to create using your imagination, because cups and water have to do with our imagination and our feelings, right? You can see that even in this card, it kind of looks a little daydreamy. So use your imagination, get creative, and think about what it is that you want to create with this new moon. Imagine it in your mind, see it, feel it, okay? A lot of you, like I said, have been feeling really stuck and powerless and unable to kind of move forward and manifest things. And I feel like a lot of you have been fighting it, maybe, or trying to, and now you're just at that point of weak. You just don't have the strength anymore. But this new moon is a good time to pull in that strength, draw in that strength, pull it towards you, and then express all this energy outwards as well through manifesting things. So, sit and meditate on things or draw. I'm seeing drawings. So some of you might be artists where you can literally draw out pictures. If you're more of a visualization person, sometimes too, writing things out and visualizing it as you're writing things out, it's really important to tap into that imaginative um, aspect of yourself, though, that creative aspect. So however you see things that have not yet been created, whether that's through like writing things out, whether it be through drawing, whatever the case may be, this new moon is really good for that. And into the waxing moon as well, because the waxing moon goes into the full moon, which manifests things, right? So as this energy grows with the moon, this is what's going to be manifested. But you want to plant those seeds with this new moon and then watch it grow as the moon grows, right? So if you've been feeling really defeated, you've been feeling really worn down, it's a good time to pull in some of that strength and then use imagination and like figure out how to get out of this, right? Use your imagination. What do you want to create in your life? In your life, what do you want your reality to be like? And then, if you feel pulled to take it a step farther, what do you want the collective reality to be like? What do you want the world to be like in the future for your children or your grandchildren or whatever the case may be, right? Pull that energy and express that energy out, because we have some powerful energy of change coming up where my pile number one, you have the chance to like blow things to smithereens with this new moon. It's really blowing like I said, the top off of these limitations and these things that have been keeping you stuck. So use that energy. Okay. So pile number one, that is what I have for you. Hopefully that was helpful. Okay, let's see, pile number two. So if you chose the labradorite, this stone, this is your reading. Let's see, what is this moon pulling in for pile number two? So, pile twos, what do we have for you? We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Two of Swords reversed. Then we have another big major arcana card. We have the Lovers. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the major arcana card, because I feel like the major arcanas are huge influences in things. So whenever I see them in readings, that tends to be where I like to start off. So a lot of people equate the Lovers with romance, and that is not the energy I'm getting off of this card. In fact, I'm being drawn to the sword that is in the middle of things. That is something I was automatically drawn to, that sword right there in between the couple. So that indicates to me a middle ground of some sort. When I'm looking at these cards, I'm seeing a stand. Somebody's taking a stand. So I'm seeing that for a lot of you, you might have been neutral in a lot of things. I feel like this new moon is bringing in this new sense of how am I going to word to this? Conviction on decisions that you are going to make. It's going to bring in this new sense of conviction. Okay, so any decisions that you make from here on out are going to have this power behind them. I feel like a lot of you have, like I said, have been trying to stay middle ground with something. There's something that you weren't quite ready to make a decision on, or you've been trying to stay neutral. Maybe you didn't want to take sides on something, or you didn't want to stay one way or another. You know what I mean? You just wanted to stay in that gray area and stay as neutral as possible. I feel like with this new moon for you guys, for my pile twos, this is no more. You guys are not staying neutral anymore, but you are not exactly coming from. I feel like a lot of this is divinely inspired. I'm looking at the face up in the moon as well. Like a lot of you have been really taking the time to tap into yourself and your own inner guidance. And that's where this conviction is coming from. It's not everybody else's truth. This is your own, guys, your own truth. So a lot of you have been staying neutral because you've been trying to find your own point on this, right? Your own stance, where you sit on this and tap into yourself and your own truth instead of listening to everybody else around you or being influenced by any outside sources. Like I said, this could be something, this could be anything, right? It could be um, a situation between family members. It could be a situation at work that maybe you don't want to be put in the, that you didn't want to be put in the middle of. So you tried to kind of take neutral grounds. This could be just decisions in general around your everyday life or something like that, where you didn't really want to make a choice because you weren't totally decided on which way you wanted to go, and you've just been kind of observing things and staying neutral and stuff to go within and find your own inner stance on things and your own feelings. A lot of you may have been doing some inner work and really tapping into your intuition and your own inner guidance to kind of help guide you in which direction you should be taking, right? And I feel like a lot of this is paying off, and this is where this conviction, because we have the Seven of Swords coming in, and this is a strong stance on something. So whatever this decision is that you may have been trying to stay neutral with, that you didn't want to be put in the middle of, now you're taking a strong stance to this. And this is the energy that's being expressed with this full moon, right? This new moon, not this full moon, that's a new moon. So a lot of you have this new found conviction in the decisions that you are making. This new moon is coming in and it's saying, no, enough with this wishy-washy stuff, enough with this back and forth, enough with not taking a side or not taking a stance on things or not making a decision or not speaking your truth, whatever the case may be. Swords have to do with the mental, so they have to do with your thoughts and your communication. So decisions and speaking your truth and your own thoughts, that kind of thing, right? It's saying enough with this indecision, not speaking your own truth, maybe being too people pleasing when it comes to your words, whatever the case may be. With this Two of Swords, I do feel like this is more decision making, though. I feel like this has to do more with choices that we've been making in our lives, or you as pile twos have been making or deciding. There's been something that you've been asked to decide and you kind of stayed neutral up to this point, right? You haven't made a decision because you weren't sure which direction to go with things. This new moon is bringing in a newfound confidence and a new direction for you. So you will get your answer. If you're somebody who has been finding like you're struggling with making decisions, this new moon is going to bring in a lot of that energy to help you make the right decisions. So follow your intuition, right? Follow the guidance that's being given to you. Tap into your heart space, tap into your intuition, talk to your guides, talk to God, talk to whoever, you get higher guidance from, and really pay attention to the messages that are coming through, because they are going to help to guide you out of the state of indecision. I feel like for some of you, you're not in this state of indecision right now, that this is something that has come in. Like in the past, you've been very indecisive. Like I said, you've just kind of been waiting and waiting and waiting. I feel like now that this new moon has hit, you guys are like, no, this is where I stand. And you are not afraid to fight for your stance on things. You are not afraid to stand up and say what it is you're thinking, to say, I have made this decision, and to fight for that decision and to fight for whatever you have put your mind to. I feel this very strong conviction coming from pile twos. And I think if you are still in that state of indecision, this energy is going to come in. So you will get to that point where you will be very sure of which way to go, right? So if you're sitting right here right now, this is where you're at with the state of indecision, it's a good time to pull this energy in, right? Pull that Two of Swords energy in to help you make a clear decision. But make sure that when you're making that clear decision, it is off of your intuition, right? It is off of your knowing, because you can see even in the Two of Swords, her eyes are closed. There's no perception. It's all intuition. It's all emotion, right? So make sure that you're tapping into your intuition and then stand strong in that. So it is also a good time to express that strength. I feel like that's pretty much it for you guys. So yeah, if you are somebody who's sitting in this energy of indecision, do a ritual working, do do some meditation, connect to whatever higher energy you connect to, and ask them for guidance, right? Because this guidance is coming from outside sources, and that's going to help to guide you in the direction that you need to be in. It's going to help to get you out of the state of indecision. This new moon is bringing in a lot of new confidence and a lot of this energy of you can't sit in the middle anymore. Okay, this sword that's here, it's a good thing that you have ideas and you have convictions, but you can't sit with that sword in the middle anymore, right? It's time to take that sword out and make a decision one way or the other. So I feel like that is the message for you as two. Something else that comes up with the Two of Swords is writing out a pros and cons list. So if you really are kind of stuck in making a decision about something, it always helps to write a pros and cons list, right? Two of Swords, pros and cons. What is the benefits of if I do this versus what are maybe some of the limitations or the cons of if I do this, and then weigh it out, right? And look at if it's more beneficial, then maybe go with it. If it's not as beneficial, it might be time to move on from it. But always let your intuition guide you. So like I said, you might want to try the pros and cons, as well as connecting with other entities and deities that are, or higher powers, whatever you choose to call it, that are going to help you, guide you in a certain direction, and stand strong in decisions you make. You guys are going to stand strong. This new moon is bringing in that strength for you to stand strong in whatever decisions or choices you make. So don't worry about that. That's going to be good. So I hope that has helped with my two. And for threes, let's see what we got for threes. So if you chose clear quartz, this is for you. Lovely, lovely clear quartz. So let's see what comes up. What message is there for pile number threes? Sorry, not twos. What message is there for pile number three? Okay. So what we got coming up, pile number 3 is if you chose the clear quartz, we have the Death card with the Two of Cups. They connect together. We have the Moon card reversed. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So what I'm getting from you guys is a big thing of release, 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 release. You guys could be Scorpios, Pisces, water signs. I'm going to say water signs. You guys could be water signs as well, or have a lot of water in your chart. But I do feel like there is this big thing of release. With the Death card, you can see that this woman is being released, right? She's being set free from her body, so to speak. So death means release, it means letting things go through some sort of ending, right? Whereas pile ones, they had the Tower card, they had to kind of, there was this release of limitations and things like that through kind of breaking through the barrier. This one is released through just kind of letting it go, through letting an end come, right? With the Two of Cups underneath of this, in reversed, I'm definitely seeing that you guys are holding on to a lot. There could be a lot of toxicity around you, codependence. Now, whether this is codependence in so many different ways, but that I feel like there's something that you could be dependent on, in a very negative way. Now, this could be, like I said, this could be substances such as alcohol or drugs, narcotics. This could be people. This could be emotions, it could be pretty much anything, but I feel like there is a codependence, and that this is a negative thing. This isn't a positive thing. Um, this could even be like codependent relationships and negative relationships as well. But I do feel like, with this being reversed, you're kind of holding on to this. You don't want to kind of let it go. You, especially with the Death card in front of it, it's like you know that you have to release this, but you don't want to release it, kind of thing. Underneath it is this toxicity that you need to release, right? This is not a do I want to, this is a you need to. Okay, major arcana cards always happen, one way or another. They always happen. So this is bringing this new moon for you guys is bringing a lot of release and letting go. We also have the Moon card reversed, which is Pisces. So this is telling me too that you didn't want to let things go. You were holding on to things and kind of sweeping things under the rug. You may have been, or in some cases, I hate to say this, but this may have been an abuse of some sort, or a negative addiction of some sort, codependency of some sort, where you just kind of swept it under the rug, where you pretended that it doesn't exist. You're like, if I just pretend it, if I ignore it, almost in that state, denial is the word that's coming through. So you guys may have been in a state of denial about this codependency. This new moon is really bringing that to the surface of things. Okay, it's bringing it to light that it is there. You will not be able to ignore this anymore. I feel like a lot of you have been sweeping this under the rug, or putting on that happy face, trying to pretend that this doesn't exist. It does. And you need to release it. You need to let it go. It's time for this to end, whatever this codependency thing that you got going on. And like I said, it could be an addiction of some sort. It could be a relationship of some sort. Oftentimes with like abuse, we get codependent because we program ourselves to believe, or we get programmed, we're made to believe that we can't survive without the other person, etc., etc. So codependency comes in with that as well. But this new moon is blowing that all out of the water. This new moon is saying, it's time to let this go. It's time to release this, right? All these things that you've been ignoring and you've been sweeping under the rug that you don't want to release, need to release. This could even be your relationship with yourself and emotional stuff that you've kind of been sweeping under the rug. It could be depression. It could be anxiety. It could be emotional issues that are really affecting your connection and your relationship with yourself and impacting your relationship with yourself negatively too, that you need to release and let go of so you can have a more positive relationship with yourself, right? We have the Knight of Cups coming up afterwards. This new moon is going to help you to move forward with things, right? But in order to move forward with things, you definitely you have to let it go. If you don't let this go, if you don't embrace this Death card, moving on with this Knight of Cups is going to be hard. Now, one thing that also is coming to me is a lot of you, because the moon card is reversed and the moon has to do with your emotions, a lot of you may be really stuck up in your mind about things. You may not be allowing yourself to feel these things. And in order to release them, you can't. I feel like a lot of you are rationalizing a lot of this, or some of you may be rationalizing a lot of it too, where you're kind of stuck up in your head and you're thinking about, how do I let this go? How do I let this go? How do I let this go? And it's become an intellectual thing. The way to let this go is to release the emotions, take action on the emotions. You cannot rationalize this. You cannot let this go from an intellectual standpoint. It has to be an emotional standpoint. It has to be emotional action. It has to come from the heart. Okay. So if you guys are up in your head, like, how do I let this go? And you're over analyzing things, you're psychoanalyzing things, that's not the way that you're going to heal from this. This isn't the way that you're going to cut those cords loose. You have to do it from feeling. And the Knight of Cups follows his heart. It is all about feeling for the knights. With the Knight of Cups, anyways, he takes actions based on his emotions, right? It's from the heart space. So doing something like a cord cutting, or something like just an emotional release of some sort. You can do this through like tapping or through cord cutting or through, there's various ways of doing this, but I feel like if you chose pile 3, this new moon is a lot about emotional release so that you can move forward on a spiritual level. A lot of you may have this new moon occurring in like your 12th house, possibly, or even your house of relationships. It could be in your 7th house. But these things they're blocking you from moving forward on a spiritual level. And now it's saying like you need to let this go, you need to release it and move on with it so that you can progress forward spiritually speaking. So that is my reading for you guys. If you are pile number 3, like I said, try doing some clearing work, where in some emotional clearing work where you're letting go and releasing emotions. You know, this could take the form of cord cutting, of emotional freedom tapping, of there's so many different ways to do this, but do it in a way that you feel drawn to. Okay, do it in a way that resonates with you, but let these emotions go, and it has to come from the heart. Don't let it come from the head. So I hope that was helpful for pile number 3s. And that is my new moon readings for you guys. I hope that you find them helpful. If these readings resonated with you, please feel free to comment below this video and let me know. If you have any topics that you would like me to do pick a card readings on, I'm always looking for ideas on what to do readings for. So please feel free to drop those in the comments below too. And I will definitely be sure to do that. So I hope you all have a wonderful and awesome new moon. And I will see you guys all next week for some more pick a card readings. Bye.